Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Elder Scrolls Arena. Okay, where did we get to? We were on episode 70, okay. So let's do our save. Somebody asked if I could turn the music down, so... Yeah, not exactly. I think that's okay, that'll have to do. Might bring the sound down a bit. And now, if I remember rightly, I said we were going to rest because I think we are due a cutscene. Let's have a gin and tonic. Get a room. Just a one day, thank you.
I would congratulate you on retrieving the second piece of the Staff of Chaos, but dire portents have I seen. The third piece of the staff lies somewhere in the Elden Grove, ancient home of the elves. The Elden Grove is said to be the birthplace of the sacred first tree, that which gave life to all the forests on the continent of Tamriel. Its location has been a closely guarded secret, so guarded in fact that many believe that even the elves have forgotten its true location. Considering that there are only 3 provinces that hold any of the elven people, your search should not be too difficult. Find the Elden Grove and recover the third piece of the staff. I wish you well on your quest.
Yay! Okay. Elden Grove, that's what we're looking for. Oh yeah, I forgot, can't do that. Let's have a look at our inventory. How are we doing? We've got a mithril short bow. We'll keep that. Okay, let's have a look. Where is Elden Grove? Have we tried Valenwood? Let's try Valenwood, let's see. Valenwood. It's where we have the Cavern Yak bots here as well. So we could do that. Let's have a look at that. Let's go to, what we got? Valinesti, Woodhearth, Greenheart, South Point, Haven, Oldenwood, Sylvanar, Arenthia. Let's go to Arenthia. Actually, let's have a look. I didn't realise the field front spread out like that. Let's go. Well, that looks like a tavern right there once I can find the door, so I think that's a good start.
You have survived the tests most dire. Continue along this path, however, and you will face such things as to make your very heart freeze. I will save you the ordeal for my servants approach you even now. From your mangled corpse, I will take what is mine!
Yeah, it's cool. Flying Castle. Let's have a cider. Do 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 do. So let's have a look. Where is Elden Grove? Elden Root. Okay. We'll go to Elden Root for that, but we're here with the thingy, so let's see where the palace is. What direction do we have to go for the palace? East. Okay. Have a look at our map. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Nothing from the castle. Fair enough. Let's have a look and see what we can find outside. Okay, for anyone who's interested, I'm actually recording this, early beginning, middle to of January 2003. And there's quite a bit of interesting things going on at the moment. I had dental surgery in the new year. That recovery for that is steady and well, I've got something there. That's a dungeon, I think. So we'll have a look at that. Over there, in fact. There we go. This definitely looks like a dungeon. Let's have a look and see what we can find in here. Okay. So if I'm a bit quiet and a bit mumbly, I hope you'll forgive me for that and you can understand why. I'm still very sore. Especially on the, well, it's on my left side. So we found the north wall. We can start here. We're in this corner. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so yeah, if I sound like I've got a bit of an issue, that's because I have. Regard. What else is going on? Well, I think the biggest change, well, it's not so much change, more an opportunity at the moment. I've actually applied for a job. Yeah, but loads of people apply for a job, right? Well, if you've been following this channel, you'll know that this is pretty much side bit of volunteering and working with the Labour Party. This is pretty much what I do. I've never really held a job because of issues in my youth, health issues. Yeah, so I've been making do with Let's Plays and keep myself busy and being self-motivated and doing all that sort of things. Anyway, job has come up. As being a caseworker for John Cruddas, as my local MP. Well, anyway, that was application period at the end of December. To
You were up.
oh yeah, okay. Anyway. So the application end of December to the first week in January. Well, I did all that. I sent off my CV. It's with people I work with anyway. And the exciting thing is I now have an interview. So yeah, and at the time of recording, the interview is actually in a little over 24 hours. So it's kind of weighing heavily on my mind. Because if I do get the job, then it kind of shakes everything up. I mean, my life is largely focused, sadly to say, around being long-term unemployed. It's not my fault. Can't make people give me a job, and I had issues with my health, particularly my Crohn's disease, which only recently, I say recently, got managed about 5 years ago. A lot of the damage has already been done. It's one of those situations where the treatment that I'm having now is more about managing it and keeping what I have intact, as opposed to it's ever going to get better. You know? So, because of that, and the side effects of having Crohn's, which issues with fatigue, pain management, you know, all that sort of thing. It's basically kept me from being able to get standard employment. I mean, for anyone who needs my life story, my CV, or whatever, vaguely interested, I ended up having major bowel surgery when I was young, because it's for an issue that I've had for most of my life. Something I was born with, runs in my family. But basically it impacted me when I was 16. I ended up having to have major emergency surgery on my bowel, which was quite devastating, given the impact on me as I was physically developing at the time. And that kind of shook me up, but more importantly, it took me out of education, because that was my GCSE year. And ultimately, because of complications, also, it kind of prevented standard employment, because I was not healthy enough to work. It wasn't being managed. There was lots going on. And it really shook me. It's a situation that shakes many people, but the best way to describe it is it's like I was medically retired at the age of 16. A lot of people have issues when they first start having health. I mean, they're used to not really thinking about it, and then bam, suddenly they can't do what they used to do. And a lot of people, that's kind of when ideas about retirement and everything else comes into play. I went through all that at the age of 16. In many ways, I mean, it's quite interesting, is I've actually been able to help a lot of people because I'm able to empathise with their issues with health. Stress can kill, both physical and mental stress. And quite frankly, anybody who thinks otherwise clearly does not have the experience with stress to understand. That's it, pure and simple. I mean, because whether you like it or not, health equality, that's quite a privilege. And a lot of people take it for granted until it starts coming into question and they start losing it. So anyway, but I've basically been trying to help people to keep yourself busy because I spent some time trying to find traditional employment was a bit hard. I've had to go through 25 years of extreme changes in the labour market. Where you needed different things at different times to impress different people and to basically have a chance. When I was growing up, computing was a specialist skill, so that should give you some idea. In addition, you needed to have like 9 GCSEs just to get out the door, which I didn't have because I wasn't able to take them. I got some GCSEs, but I was homeschooled for my final year, which impacted my access to what I could actually study and therefore my paperwork and education. And fortunately, because of the way the labour market was at the time, it was literally a case of, if you ain't got these papers, you ain't getting a job. People wouldn't even look at you. And my health was such an issue that a lot of people just wouldn't. I wasn't reliable enough. And to be honest, I could totally understand where they were coming from, so I didn't really challenge it. I'm particularly, it's hard to talk about mental health, but quite frankly, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to make it past the age of 30, that I had no hope and was basically drinking myself to death. I mean, coming out of hospital and whatever, I found some friends, found alcohol, started going through various things. But yeah, was never really in a position where I was ever able to work. And kind of, it was like everybody kind of saw that. I was mental and physically, and to be honest, I didn't have to work. That's the weird thing. I was on a lot of like job programs because believe it or not, I actually wanted to work. I wanted to do something. I wanted to have meaning, because having a vocation is good for your mental health, and a lot of the issues was I didn't have that. I kind of fell out the system. Anyway, so basically what happened is both society and the state abandoned me, and I kind of pretty much felt like I was scrap heaped and kind of worthless from the age of 16. So, and what that means is basically, although I've been better in the past 5 years now, it's been almost 10 years since I got my Crohn's diagnosis, and it's been 5-6 years since it's been managed. Damage is still slowly being done. There's not really much I can do about that. But I'm kind of slowly picking myself up and doing things. And that's where this job got for go. Because before the pandemic, things like career breaks and working from home and all that, these were seen as, weaknesses and or privileges in a way. If you didn't do so much time on the shop floor, you didn't deserve to have flexible time. It was very archaic, you know. People were busy doing their own things, but if you didn't stumble on an idea, if you didn't have the energy to fulfill it, or the team to support you, or you didn't have the money, you were kind of screwed. You were abandoned. So, I mean, I did sort of wonderful, weird things, because, like I said, the truth of the matter is, because of the way things were set up and how people were handled and whatnot, I didn't need to work. I had state benefits, and I was just kind of pretty much abandoned and left to my own devices. So I got a load of things, did some studying, just stuff. Well, I would say stuff. It's quite impressive, some of the things I've done. But I've took a very non-standard approach to career development, basically, because I never ever thought I'd have one. I was always, basically, if I wasn't going to get a job by the time when I finally realised that actually I wasn't going to die before I was 30, I realised that if I didn't have a job by the time I'm 30, then I probably wasn't get one. After all, there's all these school leavers, everyone's training, the competition's tight, and quite frankly, I do feel like I'm at the bottom of the heap. There's always going to be someone better. As long as someone else applies for a job, it's pretty much going to be better, just simply because they're healthier. You know, and the sad thing is, when you're constantly told or thinking like that, you end up believing it. It becomes ingrained and like self-fulfilling. So anyway, with that in mind, that wasn't so bad. With that in mind, I have got an interview. It's very rare for me to get to the interview stage. Most of the time I don't really get to make it through my CV. People see somebody who hasn't worked and they think, basically, I'm lazy. It doesn't help that how I am with my autism. People sometimes wonder how and why I think I might be autistic, you know, given my skills, but it's like, it's a way of thinking, and I basically managed to get around that a lot. But ultimately, because I did things pretty much my own way, I've made my own way through life and kind of built things up. So yeah, when I was volunteering for, one of those things I did was I joined the Labour Party and volunteered for John Cruddas about this would be about 6-7 years ago now. Yeah. And one of the things I found interesting was that I kind of was speaking to the caseworkers and the team, and it sounded like something that I wanted to do. So like saying, oh, I like helping people. That's just who I am. Despite most people, when they think autism, they think it's being antisocial and not caring about people. And the truth is, when you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. Everyone's different, and if still have similar drives, they just might not be expressed or processed in the same way. So and for me, it's like I enjoy helping people, basically because I don't want people to go through what I gone through. May sound a little bit emo, but the biggest problem that I had was that I didn't really have anyone in my corner, per se. The people, well, that's not true. I had friends in my corner and supported me, but I kind of spent a lot of time kind of helping them or doing my best to help them, watching them develop and go off and get better as they've sorted out their mental and physical health issues, and kind of felt left behind. I always felt like I was able to fix and help people understand their own problems, but when I needed help with answers, I'm accepting and believing those answers, because quite frankly, being gaslighted into believing that your health issues are all in your head even though, like, you having to manage the physical symptoms. You know, it's hard, and it's something that nobody should have to go through, especially at such a young age. And in the end, I coped, and the truth is, I coped not because I'm stressed special, but because, quite frankly, what else was I going to do? It's a weird philosophy, but at the end of the day, you're going to either live or you're not. And if you're dead, well, you're dead. Because it's not the dead you need to care about. It's the living. And people who are dead are basically, well, they're ash or worm food. It might be sad, but they ain't feeling anything. If you're kind of spiritual or religious, you might just got to talk about souls, but at the end of the day, in terms of physicality, they're literally not feeling anything. That's the whole point of being dead. And although that can be quite, ironically, that can be quite the comfort. The truth is, for many people, when we grieve, it's not about the fact that somebody's died, it's the fact that they've died, we're not, and we're going to miss them. You know, there is no raise dead spells. Or reloads or anything like that. Nope.
You were a fool.
Anyway. Enough philosophizing, we're out of here. So yeah. Anyway, long story well, I say long story short. So yeah, I kind of lived my life in a particularly kind of way. And kind of, I've gotten used to being unemployed and being on my own and being without support and not doing the whole working thing and not getting paid for it and so on and so on. So a lot of my stuff is based around basically surviving within my means on that. No, we're going to leave it there. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon. I'm just going to kill this troll. And you know what? I ain't going to carry on my rambling in the next episode. I mean, because by the time this comes out, I will know whether I've got my job. By the time this is watched, I should have feedback and know what's going on with my life. So, until next time, goodbye.